Today's Friday, it's the 29th of January 2023 and nearly the end of the month, and I thought I'd bring you a little bit of news. And the first concerns an article that appeared in the Ultima Hora, one of the local newspapers here, about Palma Cathedral. And in the article it says that the Bishop of Mallorca is going to undertake a great adventure in world tourism by converting the cathedral into a super luxury hotel. Well, I'm sure you all thought twice about that one if you'd seen it. Well, it was put out on December the 28th, and December the 28th in Spain is the equivalent of our April Fool's Day. It's the Day of the Innocents, the Dia de los Inocentes, after Saint Innocent. So no, I'm sorry, the cathedral's not going to be converted into a luxury hotel. But a nice article and a nice picture. And a big thank you to Eduardo, who sent me the article, and I'd seen it on the internet. It was already posted up there. So thanks for that, and thank you, Eduardo, for all of the articles and all of the comments that you make on different things that we put up on our YouTube channel. Just some news now, regular news. January airport strike said to be going ahead. That's Mallorca flights, and the unions have been talking with the bosses over there in the Iberia. Handling strike is planned for the 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th. So anyone who's planning to travel over that holiday weekend, particularly from the Spanish mainland, may well have some delays or problems. And well, looking to the Brits who will be coming in 2024, there's good news, there's bad news, or in between news. So 2024, the threatened ETIAS will not be happening. That's going to be postponed until 2025. What is going to be coming though in 24 is the entry-exit system. This is an electronic system that will record you as you come into and out of the Schengen area, and that won't actually come in though until the autumn, so you don't need to worry about it if you're coming for the spring or Easter or for the summer holidays. But probably around about October, November, we'll find that the entry-exit system is going to be brought in. What that will mean is you'll have your fingerprints taken, you have your photograph taken, and they'll be stored on a computer, and you'll be logged in and you'll be logged out. It takes away all of the stamping that might be done and the checking of physical checking of passports. It should all be done very systematically by the machines, and it's supposed to be much more efficient. I guess they're bringing it in at the end of the season so that there's less people going through, and they'll be able to sort out any teething problems that they might have. Once that's all set up and it's all working and proved to be working, then that brings ETIAS into action. This ETIAS is a visa waiver for third countries. So this is countries like Britain. This is countries like the United Kingdom or anyone that's not part of the Schengen agreement. And what they will have to do then is get this visa waiver called ETIAS. It has to be done online, only costs €7. It's not a lot of money and lasts you for about 3 years. And it goes with your passport. If your passport expires, you have to get a new one of these things. And you'll have to use it every time you come in and every time you go out. And they say no exception, so make sure you've got that in 2025, or at least keep your eye on the news to find out whether they've postponed it or not, which they have done. And if you're already here or you're planning to come out early in the new year, and one of the places on your list of places to go was the Torrent de Paris, then don't go. The Torrent de Paris is going to be closed for 2 months, starting on January the 2nd. The Ayuntamiento, that's the town hall that governs that area, have decided that there's some work that needs to be done, and they've chosen the quietest period of the year, which is January and February, so that they can actually do the work properly. If you've not been there, there's some. If you go down to Sacolobra, there's a path and a walkway and some tunnels that take you to the Torrent de Paris. It is really beautiful, and I do recommend you go there when it's open and you have the chance to go. But the tunnels have been in need of some repair. The tunnels have got lighting in them, but this has had some problems. It's a very salty, spray area. We've had some storms, and so it just all needs to be renewed and updated. That's all going to take place in January and February, and then it'll already be open. Particularly important for anyone who's planning to hike down to the Torrent de Paris. Some people try and get down there from the top and go down the valley. Well, they do that so that they can go to the car park where they will have left a car in the car park. Don't do that because you won't be able to go through the tunnel to get to the car park. So best really just to give that place a miss and wait until the work is all finished. Later on in June, I think it is, there's a concert there, which is an a cappella concert, and when I get more information about that, I'll tell you about that. But we've been to one before. You just sit on the beach and listen to this wonderful music in a beautiful surrounding. One of the things I've been talking about over the past few weeks has been buses. It doesn't really affect too much tourists, but for people like us who are residents here, we've enjoyed free transport all over the island during 2023. And it was always going to be only for 2023, so come the end of December we revert back to the previous system. However, we have two bus lines here. One is called TIB, which is out of Palma, and the other is EMT, which is inside Palma. And the TIB said that they were going to continue for a while anyway, making it free. And the EMT said, no, you're definitely going to be paid. This is the government minister responsible for the transport. And they actually put all the fares and the rates and how much people were going to pay. And most people were going to have to pay from January the 1st. Anyway, on Wednesday of this week, the government here in Spain, that's the central government, said here's 43 million euros for you to use on the transport so that you have free transport for everyone. And they gave them, the council here, 30 days to reply and say yes, we'll accept that money. Well, it didn't take them 30 days, it took them one day, and they did a complete U-turn, and the EMT buses, the blue ones, that's the ones that go around Palma, will be free to all the local residents here who've got the appropriate card. So you need a card to go on and off. It does not, I'm afraid, apply to tourists. Tourists will still have to pay the full fare that you'd had to pay before. It's still a great way to travel around, and is still the cheapest way to travel around and to get to and from the airport as well. And you'll get just about most places on the island from the airport with that. Inflation, well, latest figures say that inflation in Mallorca is down to 3.1%. So that's good news. That's because food prices have slowed down, and non-alcoholic beverages have got cheaper as well, or the price is not going up as quickly. Tourism is a bit of a concern as far as the Germans are concerned. The people flying from Germany, not necessarily Germans, Howard, but people flying from Germany may be getting a new tax, and it means the flights are going to be a little bit more expensive. A little bit of concern here in Mallorca that it might put some people off if it starts to get too expensive. I guess if people are going to be flying out of Germany, it doesn't matter whether you're flying to Palma or whether you're flying to Turkey or wherever you're going to fly, the taxes are going to be there. Some news about things happening in the next few days. Well, we're getting very close to New Year's Eve, and Palma has put its blessing on a New Year's Eve party, which is one we usually go to in Plaza Court. And this year it will be starting at 11:30 at night and taking us through into the early hours of the morning. We haven't had a celebration in Plaza Court since COVID, not an official one anyway. It was banned at the beginning and then just not encouraged afterwards. But this year there'll be a stage up, there's a DJ there, DJ Juan Campos, and there's some more entertainment. A drag queen is going to be there, and that will all be taking place. Lots of people, hundreds, maybe thousands of people congregate in Plaza Court. The TV are usually there. and everybody has a great time, and the corks start popping at midnight when people take their 12 grapes of good luck. In many parts, that's the end of the Christmas seasonal festivities, but not here in Palma, because we have the Three Kings, and the Three Kings is going to be bigger and better than ever, of course, because now we're back to normal. We can do this in style. So the Three Kings Parade is going to be slightly different. They're going to be coming in by a boat, one of these lijouts, and they'll be landing in the old port and coming up through the Bourne. And the route is similar to ones before. What's going to be slightly different is the finish. Instead of being at the Casa Soleric, it's going to be at Plaza Court, which is where the town hall is. And there's a balcony there, and the Three Kings will be given a reception and presented at the Plaza Court Ayuntamiento, the town hall offices. Looking much further ahead into the summer, in June we now have the Mallorca Live Festival for 2024, and there are some bands I've actually heard of here, so they must be old. First one is 13th of June. The headline act is going to be Blondie, and certainly I remember Blondie from my youth, so I guess she's getting on a little bit. Next one is Underworld, not a band I particularly heard of, but they had a hit in 1996 with Born Slippy, and that was used in the film Trainspotting. Another band I've heard of is on the 14th is going to be the Pet Shop Boys, so that might be on the 15th is the Pet Shop Boys, and they were due to come a couple of years ago, but they had to be cancelled because of the COVID. So that's Mallorca Live Festival, and if you want to find out more, it's Mallorca Live Festival, all one word. MallorcaLiveFestival.com, and that's all one word, is Mallorca Live, and you'll find information there. In the British news, Manchester United, that football team from up north, has been partially bought by Jim Ratcliffe, and Jim Ratcliffe is a man well known to the island. He's bought a 25% share from the Glazier brothers and in Manchester United, but he's got a lot of sporting interest here in Mallorca. One of them is the EAS sailing team, which is putting a yacht called Britannia in for the America's Cup, and they've been doing the training here now for some years. They're based here. And the other is the cycling team, which is based up in the north of the island and does a lot of training here and takes part in lots of different events. Jim Ratcliffe is also reported to have a property on the island, and his yacht is often seen sailing around the different parts, as are some of the people on his board of directors. It's also his private jet is found landing here in Palma quite often. Keeping to sport, and close to my own heart, is Real Mallorca. We're on a bit of a winter break now because we have quite a break here. We don't have Boxing Day matches as they might do in the UK, but we're off until the 3rd of January when we have our first match back. The big question is, will Muriqi be back? He has been seen on the training field, but only for a very short time, and then went back inside to do some work inside. Also Valjean, who is the defender, he's been injured. He came out, but again not doing any serious training work yet. So it's still not sure whether either of those will be on the field for the Real Madrid match, and both of them are sorely missed. Also for Real Mallorca is that we've now reached 20,000 subscribers, and that is a club record. Never have they reached 20,000 subscribers before. And the stadium is almost finished. If you watched the last video I put out from Real Mallorca, you'll see that all the seats were in place, but there was still a little bit of building work to be done. That's going to be finished over the next few days and a couple of weeks, and the first home match is on January the 13th, and that's supposed to be quite an extravaganza. Lots of things are being planned. The match is a mid-afternoon match, but from 11 o'clock in the morning there's going to be all sorts of things going on for all of the family, and there was even the promise of a free lunch. They've done it before. They have a big paella, and you come along and you just help yourself, and they give you a plate of paella. But there's going to be lots of different things going on, and hopefully Mallorca will be able to start the new year with a home win, and that will be great to see. So we're looking very much forward to that. And just to finish off with the temperature, well, you probably see from my face it's a little bit sunny, but it's not as sunny as it was. Temperatures 16, 17 degrees, maybe reaching 18. We're supposed to be getting up to 20 degrees this weekend. We'll still have to wait and see whether that actually happens. Well, hope you've enjoyed this news, found it interesting. Thanks very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you very, very soon. Bye for now.